So for somebody selling at a farmer's market right now, there's so many people trying to launch new CPG brands at farmer's markets and starting off really small. What are like a couple tips or tricks that you would give them to moving their product into a larger scale? Like what you did?
Oh, wow. So my tips and tricks, I have several, but I'll narrow it down. Number one, I was the person selling the product. I was the baker, I was the maker, I was the seller, because no one knows your product better than you. No one knows how to sell your product better than you.
Yeah.
And I developed a strong customer base. Some of our same customers that I met in 2015 are our customers today, and I watched their families expand and so on and so forth, and have been part of their lives. So that was instrumental, stabilizing and getting my brand recognition, is having a strong brand presence and a brand people can trust. Because I was there, I was the one answering questions. I was using those customers as testers when I would come up with a new flavor profile. I would say, here's a new flavor. I would love for you to try it. Give me your feedback. And they'll be honest. They're also your first line of defense, developing that customer base, because when something is not quite right, they'll let you know. They're honest.
Yeah.
And for example, we had a bad batch of flour one time, and I didn't know because I didn't taste it. And I went and took the cookies to the market. And some customers reached out and they said, we know what your product tastes like. I think something's off. So they're your first line of defense. They are your biggest critics, your biggest champions. And that came back twofold for me, because in 2020, that same customer support created an avalanche of online orders for me during the pandemic. But that's my first tip, is develop a strong customer base by being the face of the brand and the face of your product.
That's a great one.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's an amazing one. And I agree with you. It's really hard for somebody to call the baby ugly, but like sometimes you need somebody to come in and call the baby ugly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's yours. And it's hard. But it's nice that you took it on the chin, that kind of feedback, because it's making my product better. And thank God you told me before it went out even further.
The next thing is strong product quality and branding and consistency. So I've seen so many brands come to the farmer's market, and this week they're selling, mac and cheese, and they do that for a few months. And then next week their menu is a whole different product. And I just do cookies. People say, how come you don't do cakes or brownies? And there's several reasons, but the main thing is I'm a cookie company. Every now and then we might have a special something offshoot of cookies, but stick to just creating, again, that solid base of product and branding that customers can trust. And they know if they come to my booth, they're going to get cookies. We keep 5 flavors always. And then we have a rotating list of 5 additional flavors, whether that be seasonal, whether this month it's our Black History Collection flavors. So we give people something to look forward to. Online, we have 10 flavors available all times, but at the markets, I was keeping my 5 classic flavors plus additionals. And I noticed it created consistency, because we had the regulars that wanted their snickerdoodles, and then we'd have a new flavor and they would say, oh, I'm going to get my snickerdoodle, but I think I'd like to also try this banana Foster's cookie. So it helped sales.
Yeah.
And then the third piece of advice is strong financials and books. And I noticed that a lot of vendors, they don't count their labor and the time and all of the things that go into your bottom line.
Yeah.
They just take the top line sales, here's what I made, and they don't calculate all of their overhead costs. So it looks, the books can look a lot different. And it's important to have your financials strong and stable, so that if and when you do need to get extra capital, or, you for taxes, for everything, you have a solid foundation and it's accurate and current.
It's no surprise that you grew out of with those 3 tips right there, and then the final piece, just the boring part of the business, the financials and keeping it tight. I mean, that it's so important, it's so key. So, and I love you hinted at it, and we want to talk about this. In 2020, you had this overnight spike, this huge spike of quoted a 10,000% spike in orders. That
amazing.
Is incredible and both terrifying at the same time. The demand for group and private events is at an all-time high. Is your business ready to capitalize on all these opportunities? With Restaurant as your booking partner, you can ensure event success this year and beyond.
With no booking fees or commissions, Restaurant has helped over 2,000 restaurants, bars, and breweries reach local event planners who are looking for a space for their next gathering. Whether it's a birthday, anniversary, graduation, or corporate event, Restaurant will get your space booked.
Try it today and receive 3 months completely risk-free by signing up at restaurant.com/podcast. That's restaurent.com/podcast.